Everyone is focused on the wrong iPhone this year. The iPhone 18 Pro launches this September alongside a foldable iPhone Ultra that starts at $2,000. And that foldable is going to dominate every headline for weeks. But after digging through every leak, every supply chain report, every analyst note, the iPhone 18 Pro might quietly be the smarter buy for almost everyone watching this. There's one upgrade on this phone that changes the entire camera game for iPhones, and it's the one most people haven't even heard of yet. So here's the full picture. The iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, and a foldable iPhone are all coming September 2026. Apple is changing the timing for new iPhone releases. The more affordable iPhone 18 and iPhone 18e models won't come out until spring 2027. That means if you want a new iPhone this fall, your only options are the Pro models or the foldable. I've gone through every credible leak and analyst report to figure out exactly what's coming, what actually matters, and this is the part I think you need: who should wait and who should buy. Okay, so let's start with the design, because on the surface, this looks like a boring year. The iPhone 18 Pro will look almost identical to its predecessor. Same 6.3-inch and 6.9-inch display sizes. Same triple camera plateau on the back. But look closer. Face ID's flood illuminator will reportedly be moved under the screen on the iPhone 18 Pro models, paving the way for a smaller dynamic island. According to the latest leaks, the dynamic island is rumored to shrink by about 35%, going from 20.76 millimeters down to 13.49 millimeters. That's not a spec sheet number. That's something you'll actually notice every single time you look at your phone. The iPhone 17 Pro's two-tone rear design has proven polarizing, and to fix that, Apple plans to better blend the colors of the aluminum and glass areas for a unified look. And the color story this year is interesting. Apple is testing a deep red finish for the iPhone 18 Pro models, described as more of a dark cherry color with a tinge of purple. That could sit alongside light blue, dark gray, and silver. No black this year. Second consecutive year, Apple has ditched what was arguably its most classic Pro color, which is a choice. Now, here's where things get genuinely interesting under the hood. Apple's next generation A20 Pro chip is expected to use TSMC's first generation 2 nanometer process, whereas the A19 Pro chip is 3 nanometer. That jump matters. The transition to 2 nanometer allows for more transistors in each chip, boosting performance. The A20 chips could be up to 15% faster and 30% more efficient than the A19 chips. 15% faster sounds incremental, 30% more efficient, it won't. That's the one that changes your daily life. Think about it this way: your phone doing the same stuff it does right now, but using a third less battery to do it. That's not a spec sheet win. That's leaving the house at 8 a.m. and not thinking about a charger until you're back home. Apple's next generation C2 modem chip is also expected in 2026. It could feature mmWave 5G connectivity and will be closer in performance to the Qualcomm modem chips it replaces. And here's where it gets wild. Apple's C2 modem could add support for 5G satellite connectivity. The addition would perhaps allow the iPhone 18 Pro to offer full internet access over satellite when standard networks are unavailable. Full internet over satellite on your phone, we're not there yet, but the hardware might be ready before the infrastructure catches up. Okay, so remember when I said there's one feature that changes the camera game? This is it. The main 48 megapixel Fusion camera on both iPhone 18 Pro models is rumored to have a variable aperture, which would allow users to control the amount of light that passes through the camera's lens, providing greater control over depth of field. Variable aperture on an iPhone for the first time ever. From the iPhone 14 Pro through the iPhone 17 Pro, the main camera uses a fixed aperture, meaning the lens remains fully open at all times. That's like driving a car that's permanently stuck in one gear. It works. but you have zero control. Reports suggest Apple is testing a mechanical iris system similar to professional DSLR cameras, which can adjust how much light enters the lens. This could improve low light photography and give users more control over depth and exposure. Now, I do want to flag something. Given that iPhones have smaller image sensors due to smartphone size constraints, it's unclear exactly how meaningful this improvement would be. That's fair. We won't know until someone actually puts this camera through real world tests, but there's more. At least one of the iPhone 18 Pro models could feature a new 3-layer stacked image sensor developed by Samsung, making the camera more responsive, cutting down on noise, and increasing dynamic range. Sony has long been Apple's sole image sensor supplier, so Samsung's entry would be a big shift in the iPhone's camera supply chain. Apple switching sensor suppliers, that's not an upgrade, that's a statement. The displays will reportedly use LTPO plus display technology, which should contribute to longer battery life. Not a new panel, not higher resolution, just smarter power management, the kind of upgrade that doesn't look flashy in a keynote, but means your phone lasts an extra hour at the end of the day. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is rumored to have a battery between 5,100 and 5,200 milliamp hours. A reputable leaker says iPhone 18 Pro Max will be thicker and heavier than its predecessor, almost certainly for the purpose of packing a larger battery. So Apple's philosophy here is clear. More battery, more efficient chip, more efficient display, three things all pushing in the same direction at once. That's longer battery life engineered from multiple directions simultaneously. Now, we need to talk about the foldable, because it's impossible to talk about the iPhone 18 Pro without acknowledging what's launching next to it. Apple's first foldable, rumored to be called iPhone Ultra, will have an extremely unique design, wider than it is tall when unfolded, with a book-style fold, an outer display, and an inner display that resembles an iPad mini. And unlike previous foldables, the inner display is expected to have a crease-free design. It won't offer Face ID for authentication. Instead, Apple is bringing back Touch ID integrated into the power button, implemented similarly to the iPad Air and iPad mini. And the price? Most analysts expect a starting price around $1,999 for a 256 gigabyte model. So the question is real. Do you spend $1,099 on an iPhone 18 Pro with a 2nm chip, variable aperture camera, and all-day battery? Or do you spend nearly double for a foldable that drops Face ID and the telephoto lens? For most people watching this, the answer is pretty clear. And here's the kicker. While the ongoing RAM chip shortage is leading some Android smartphone makers to increase prices, analyst Jeff Pugh expects Apple to have an aggressive pricing strategy for the iPhone 18 Pro models. He predicted that the starting prices will be unchanged or only slightly higher compared to the iPhone 17 Pro models. In the US, the iPhone 17 Pro starts at $1,099 and the iPhone 17 Pro Max starts at $1,199. Apple may increase prices only on higher storage tiers while keeping base models steady. So while Samsung, Google, and everyone else are raising prices because memory costs are through the roof, Apple is holding the line. That's not generosity, that's strategy. And it's going to work. So here's where I land. The iPhone 18 Pro isn't a revolution. It's not trying to be. But a 2nm chip, variable aperture camera, a first for any iPhone, a 35% smaller dynamic island, potentially Samsung-made stacked image sensors, LTPO plus display for better efficiency, and aggressive pricing while every competitor raises theirs. That's not a boring upgrade. That's an upgrade that actually respects your money. Now, if you're on an iPhone 16 Pro or newer, honestly, wait, the jump isn't dramatic enough year over year. But if you're sitting on a 15 Pro or older, this is the one. This is your upgrade year. And one more thing, the more affordable iPhone 18 won't come out until spring 2027. Customers who want to upgrade during the standard fall timeline will need to opt for one of the more expensive models. So if you were planning to buy the regular iPhone 18 in September, that's not happening. Plan accordingly. I'm curious though, are you more interested in the iPhone 18 Pro? Or is that foldable Ultra actually tempting you at $2,000? Because I have thoughts on that one too. That video might be next.